Disrespect, V's disrespect. Round 1 fight. In the fog-kissed mornings of Portland's Selwood neighborhood, where November's chill etched frost patterns on the windows like cryptic warnings, Alex and Harper had settled into the 5th year of their marriage with the quiet certainty of a well-worn path. They'd met in a rainy bookstore 6 years prior. Her, a barista with a poetry degree and dreams of opening her own cafe. Him, a civil engineer sketching bridges that span more than rivers. Their wedding had been a cascade of wildflowers and whispered vows under a cedar arbor, a promise to build something enduring. But by November 2025, the foundation had begun to show hairline cracks, subtle shifts that Alex attributed to the grind. Her endless shifts at the corporate coffee chain, his overtime on a freeway overpass project. Small things at first, overlooked anniversaries, forgotten errands, but lately, the air between them hummed with something sharper. It started on November 10, a Tuesday etched in gray drizzle. Harper breezed through the kitchen, late for her morning rush, snatching the keys from the hook with a sigh that carried the weight of judgment. "Alex, seriously? You left the counters like a war zone again. I swear if I have to play maid and mom, we're outsourcing this marriage." Her laugh was light, but the words landed like gravel under tires, casual, cutting, the first real jab he'd clocked in months. He paused mid-pour of his coffee, mug steaming in his grip, the sting blooming in his chest. Disrespect, he thought, the word foreign yet fitting. He forced a smile, muttering, "Rough start, huh? I'll hit it later." She was gone before the echo faded, leaving him with the suds and a hollow echo. The jabs accumulated like autumn leaves in the gutters. A Thursday eye roll at his suggestion for takeout. "God, Alex, can't you try to cook once?" Or is engineering your only skill? Delivered over her phone screen as she scrolled client emails. A weekend barb during their rare hike along the Willamette, her huffing ahead. "Pick up the pace, I didn't marry a dawdler." By November 14, as rain lashed the bungalow's eaves, the pattern solidified, dismissals wrapped in jest, her gaze sliding past him like he was a smudge on the blueprint of her ambitions. Alex swallowed them at first, chalking it up to her burnout, the cafe dream deferred. But doubt gnawed. Is this us now? Me the punchline, he hadn't always been blind to it. 3 years back, on the eve of their engagement, over cigars and scotch at Uncle Ray's lakeside cabin, the old sailor's hands scarred from decades of knotted ropes. Ray had pulled him aside, eyes sharp as barnacles. Ray, divorced twice and widowed once, was the family's unflinching compass, his voice a rumble forged in tempests. "Listen up, kid," he'd said, puffing smoke rings that curled like omens. "Marriage ain't a straight sail, it's a squall you learn to tack through. 5 years in, the small jabs start, sighs, snips, the slow poison of just kidding. It's a test, Alex, not of love but of spine. She pokes to see if you'll bend or break. Don't rage, mirror it. Dish it right back, same flavor, same bite. Show her the reflection. If it's nothing, she laughs it off. If it's everything, well, you see the rot before it sinks the ship." Alex had nodded then, the advice lodging like a keel weight. For warning from a man who'd lost 3 hulls to unchecked leaks. Now, on that rain-soaked November 15, as dawn crept gray through the blinds, Alex decided. Test passed. Time to tack. Harper stirred the oatmeal with mechanical swirls, her phone buzzing on the counter. Another work alert, no doubt. "This stuff's gluey again," she muttered, not looking up. "You measure like you're approximating pie close but messy." He set his fork down, deliberate, mirroring her casual cruelty with a tilt of his head. "Yeah. Well, your coffee game's off 2 tastes like regret with a splash of cream. Guess some skills rust faster than others." The words slipped out smooth, edged with her own wry lilt, but inside his pulse thrummed like overtaxed rebar. She froze, spoon midair, eyes flicking up in surprise. "Excuse me, what's that supposed to mean?" "Work calls," he echoed her earlier exit line, rising with his mug. "Wouldn't want to cramp your barista brilliance." He brushed her shoulder, a peck without warmth, and stepped into the downpour, the door clicking shut like a gauntlet thrown. In the truck's cab, rain drumming the roof, a grim satisfaction flickered. Mirror one, deployed, the reflections escalated, subtle escalators to the brink. Friday dinner, over-reheated pad thai she deemed adequate. She waved off his story about a tricky truss design. "Fascinating for rivets. My shift." Total chaos, tips dried up like your charm. He chewed slow, then fired back. "Chaos, huh? Sounds riveting. At least I rap before dark. Not all of us can moonlight as caffeine therapists." Her fork scraped the plate, silence stretching taut as guy wire. By Saturday, November 16, the mirrors cracked the facade. They dressed for a neighborhood potluck, her in a sweater that hugged like armor, him in the button-down she'd once called reliable but bland. As they loaded the car, she adjusted her scarf in the side mirror, muttering, "Don't hog the grill again, last time you charred everything. Stick to small talk, no one needs your beam calculations." Alex knotted his tie tighter, the knot a noose of resolve. He turned her toward him, hands on her arms, firm, unflinching. "Noted, and you? Skip the sob stories about soggy lattes, the crowd's here for pie, not pity pitches. Wouldn't want your chaos stealing the spotlight." His voice dipped, laced with her signature sarcasm, but the undercurrent ran deeper, hurt honed to honesty. "We set, or is this just another lap where I'm the also-ran?" The rain had paused, but the air thickened, charged like the moment before a thunderclap. Harper's reflection in the car window fractured, shock widening her eyes, then dawning like a slow eclipse, horror, recognition, the slow seep of shame. "Alex, what the hell, you've been sniping back all week, like a twisted echo. Is this payback?" For what?" He exhaled, the fight's facade crumbling into raw fracture, rain resuming in fat, accusing drops. "Payback, no, Harper, mirror, Uncle Ray warned me before the rings over scotch and scars. Small jabs are tests," he said. "Poke to see if you'll fold, dish it back, show her the blade she's wielding." I waited, swallowed your sighs, your scrolls, your just kidding knives. Thought it was stress, the dream deferred. But it's poison, drip by drip. And mirroring. Gutted me too, seeing my words twist like yours, landing the same sting. She recoiled as if slapped by her own hand, color draining from her face like ink and water. The potluck forgotten, she clutched the car door, tears spilling hot and sudden, mascara trailing like fault lines. "God, Alex, I didn't. It was autopilot. The shifts, the rejections for the cafe loan, the fear were just drifting. I poked because I wanted you to push, grab me, fight, remind me we're a team. Not this Cold War." Her voice shattered then, sobs wrenching from a chasm deeper than pride. The girl who'd once scrawled love notes in his lunch thermos, now adrift in her own squall. "You're not a dawdler, you're my steady. I forgot how you bridge the gaps I can't. Please, don't let my tests torch us." Alex's dam breached in tandem, tears carving silent paths down his stubbled jaw, arms enveloping her as they sank against the car, rain mingling with salt on their skin. "I pushed back because I am fighting for us, Harper." Ray's wisdom, it's battle scars, not gospel. Mirroring showed the mess, but it doesn't fix it. We do raw, real, no more tests, just truth. Therapy, dream chasing together, the works. I love you too fierce to let the jabs win. They lingered there in the downpour, a sodden knot of remorse and reclamation, confessions cascading like the torrent, her buried terror of failure, his quiet ache of invisibility. Laughter pierced eventually, hysterical, healing over the absurdity of their echoed barbs. "We make lousy duelists," he gasped, kissing her chilled forehead. "Next time just say bridge me, I'll span it." Potluck became pizza on the porch, umbrellas shielding their fragile thaw, boundaries redrawn in whispered pacts. 5 years in, the mirror hadn't shattered them. It had polished the flaws, revealing not fractures but facets, gold-veined, resilient. As November's night deepened, Alex traced her palm, test over. Us passed. In the bungalow's glow, Harper leaned into him, the jab's echo silenced by the steady hum of home, two souls, tacking true through the squall.